Hey y'all, I have had a problem with my camera turning off for some reason. So this is going to be kind of a test video. I went over earlier to show y'all what was going on over here. Let's walk back over here just in case it doesn't turn off this way, or this time. Hugh and John, there's the geese, yeah, are in the process of putting the rafters on the little sawmill shed. And this is kind of like a dream come true for Hugh. He's very, very excited about it. I am very, very excited for him. And you can see John is using this little machine to lift those little rafters that Hugh's been making this week. And then setting it in place. He's very good at that with that machine. But I don't know what's going on with my phone. It just kind of blips out all of a sudden. So if it does that this time, I think I'm going to have to go visit the Verizon store, but I may go ahead and post this if it actually even recorded. But yeah, those boys are doing an excellent job, and that looks so wonderful. Looks like they just have maybe 2 more to set. Yay. Alright, well, let's leave them to what they're doing. I'll bring y'all over in the next day or so and show you the progression. This day is incredibly beautiful. There's just a little bit of hazy clouds in the sky. It's probably in the low 70s, a very, very mild breeze. I spent the day in the flower field over here taking down the stakes and just getting the beds completely cleaned out as far as, you know, anything that needed to be moved. The baler twine that was holding them up, and the white plastic grids that were also, you know, protecting them from being blown over. And now Hugh will go through the beds that we're keeping in the exact same space. He will go through them with the rotavator in the lower end of the field where we're going to have to respace. He's going to go ahead and plow and completely reshape that end. And then on the beds themselves, we're going to put a cover crop and let that grow through the winter. This spring we will extinguish the cover crop, put some black plastic over it just to kind of help finish killing it. And then we're going to just plant right through the dead cover crop. And that will, like I've told you, that will serve several purposes. That will keep us from having to mulch it, because it will be like a natural mulch. Those roots will feed the microbes, and it will keep mud from splashing up on our little seedlings when it rains, and keep the ground a little bit cooler, keep the ground a little bit more moist. So that's what we're trying next year. We'll see how that works. I thought I'd stop and show you the cat house. It is pretty much finished, except this door, and you're looking at the back of it right here. This door, the little opening has the little cat door itself. This side sets to the front, and this side, goes through the back, and then it will swing, you know, for them to go in and out. It catches on a magnet right there. But so the only thing I have to do the door sets, you can see that I've just fixed these little corner pieces so the door can set and just be kind of held in that direction. I put this little, remember where I made the door too short? Well, I just attached a board to the front, hinged it, and it comes down over that opening. And it also, I'll have to push really hard, has these little handy dandy clips on both sides that it does pull back nice and tight and holds that board in place. So the door can't fall out, and it has these little lips on the inside. That's the paneling, see, that it will push back against, and it just holds it in the right place. But I have taken it in and out, so this works fine. And I'm going to put a little piece of foam in there that will fit the space, and it will have probably like a great big, I'm going to use an old sheet and make a huge pillowcase for it, so I can take it, well, I'll make two so that I can take it off and wash it. So yeah, and Hugh is going to put the little light bulb in there for me. It's not a light bulb, it's like a heater for an aquarium, a terrarium type thing for lizards and snakes and such. So it will just barely warm up the airspace in there. And for 5 kitty cats that snuggle together anyway, I think it will offer them just the perfect amount of heat. And then the little foam mattress that will be on top will be covered with my wonderful paisley fabric. Some of y'all said, "Oh, I love it." Some of y'all said, "Oh, I hate paisley." So it's pretty funny. It's kind of an even consensus. Either hate it or love it. Nobody says, "Yeah, that's nice." But I love it. I love the brightness of it. I love paisley. I'm an old hippie, I guess. Hugh said, "No, you're not an old hippie. You're a young hippie. You have to be in your 80s to be an old hippie." So I guess I'm one of the younger old hippies. How's that? But anyway, all right, so I'll keep you up to date. And you can see I had taken the paints, I set that thing on here, painted it yesterday, and this morning I thought it was in good shape to pull it off and put it in its corner, and it had some wet paint on the bottom. So yeah, after I scrub this porch again, wherever the paint is thin, I'm going to have to touch it up anyway. So that will be happening. All right, y'all. Beautiful day. Look at our girls and one boy up there under the tree. I mean, it's that warm. They're seeking shade. Black cattle like to be in the shade. Well, I hope your day is amazing and as beautiful as it is here. But I tell y'all, I hope we start getting some autumn weather soon. I showed y'all, those of you that watched the video that came out yesterday, you saw the flowers on the other side of the road that are just blooming, the crazy blooming. And they weren't supposed to bloom till springtime. Basically, I'm pretty certain that the flowers over there will not bloom for us this spring, because the idea was for them to set roots and then overwinter, and then this spring pop back up and say, "Okay, I'm ready to do this," and then they would bloom. But because we had a cold snap back in, I think September, wasn't it September, we had just kind of a real cold snap, and then it has been warm since then. It just confused everything. So I don't think that if we had set them out later that it would have really made much difference. I think we still would have not been successful this year. But that's okay, because those the cool season hardy annuals can be either planted in the fall of the year to overwinter, and then they can also be planted again in the spring about 6 weeks before your last frost. So about 12 weeks before the last frost, I will be starting all of those little seedlings inside, letting them grow, and then we'll be planting them back in the ground and then they should produce for us just a little later than these guys would have. The big loss is just, you know, the time and the expense of the seed itself, and just, you know, a little bit of exhaustion, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. All right, y'all. I hope your day is wonderful. I will show you what's going on with these boys in this sawmill shed in the next day or two. And as soon as I bought some zipper, by about 10 yards of zipper with the slides, so that I could get all of my my cushions out here and the mattress for the top of the cat house all made, and make the fabric removable for washing. So it'll be a little bit of a process, but it'll be okay. And I hope this season ends up being the best we've ever had. I love y'all much. Bye-bye.